and basically we just ask them, what do you need and how can we help? And so we give them a card, which Curtis has right there, and it has on the front side, it has some guys' names and numbers on there. And what we try to do, we do other things besides the homecomers. For instance, I work for the Father McKenna Center, do social work there, and I'm a transition coordinator there. And if I can use that job or my contacts at that job to help somebody that reaches out to us in the Homecomers Initiative, then I'll do that. And so that's why we made the number available to them. We explain to them what, for instance, what the Ban the Box bill is all about. We give them informational sheet that tells them, gives them the council people's numbers of whatever district they're in, how they can reach them. We give them that informational form, and we also do a survey as it relates to.
Well, let me ask you, when you ask them, so you say, what can we do?
How can we help you?
What do they say?
They tell us how we can help. They tell us what problems they're having.
Tell them some of the recent situations.
Just this morning, I got 2 guys in treatment that were having substance abuse problems. And they came to me and said, I want to get straightened out. You know, I want to get to the point where I can work.
What ages?
About
ballpark. I mean, just
35 and 24. Okay, and basically, the way it starts out is they say, I want to work. Well, and I ask them some questions. Okay, if you want to work, can you stay employed? Are you employable? And can you stay employed? And so we get around to the point, can you pass a urine test? No, I can't. Why? I have substance abuse problems. Okay. What do you want to do? Do you really want to get up and running? Well, we have to take care of first things first. We have to prepare you so that when we do get you some work or refer you somewhere, that you'll be someone that will be successful. And so that's what we do. That's just an example of what we do.
What do you think we do with that problem? Because we see that a lot. So the council member will be approached by people who say, I want a job. And they're not employable. Meaning, on a basic question, they will say, I can't pass a urine test. And so that's a conflict, because when you want to work, then you're prepping to work, right? You're doing whatever you should do to be positioned to work. So, I mean, what do you think what do we do about that? Like, in other words, the treatment part is good. So, in other words, you asked the question, right? And so you weren't really ready to be able to work. So we're gonna help you get ready, right? Mm-hmm. But how do we even get it a step earlier, where we let people know what they should be thinking of if they really want to work? If you really want to work, right? Then when you ask the question, can you pass a urine test? The answer should be yes. Then you can just grab that person and start heading to the work. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You know, and I mean, you know, it's like me meeting a woman and I want to date the woman, but I'm married. But if I wasn't married, you know, I meet a woman and I like the woman, I want to date the woman, but every time I see her, I'm cussing at her. Mm-hmm. Well, then I really don't want to date her. Okay. You know what I mean? So I can tell all my boys I like her, I want to date her, but I really don't want to. And so when I see folks, and there are many of them, who want to work, but they can't pass a urine test, then I'm not sure you really want to work.
Well, actually what they're saying is, I want some money. That's what they're saying. And so the easiest thing for them to say is, I want to work. And a lot of people don't understand, they're just reaching out, and it's up to us to act as, to first try to do some kind of like a little assessment on the fly, and maybe we could put together something that says, if you truly want to work, these are the things you need to start, this is the ways you need to start to prepare yourself, so that when you do work, you will be able to keep work. But we have to act as kind of a triage.
Without a doubt. I mean, we got to take people where they are.
Linking them up.
Without a doubt.
A lot of people have.
Without a doubt. Got to do that. But I mean, just on a bigger front, because we've sent folks for jobs, quite a bit actually, and a large percentage of them we've had to actually start doing more of what you're saying, because we get callbacks from the employers they couldn't pass the urine test. Right. And that's tough on our end, because when the council member sends someone for a job, she wants them to get hired. Right. And so it's tough if, I mean, that's a litmus test, right? That's not even, we're not even discussing whether we identified qualifications, right? We just at the beginning level, and we've been through all of the conversations. I mean, it's tough. A lot of people are using, they're self-medicating. It is rough out there.
Yeah.
So we're not missing that part. But when we talk about what the village is doing, what you all are doing, you know what I mean?
And I guess it's important to ask those tough questions in the beginning, because once we out there and we've developed these relationships, they know we're real, and we out here not to put you down, but just to find out where we're trying to go. Where are we trying to go? Not where you're trying to go, but where are we trying to go? And can we help you get where you're trying to go? But you got to be straight up with us, because, you know.
Right. Nobody wants to put anybody down. I mean, the reality is just, what does it really take to be employable? Or what does it really take if you want some money? I mean, and you know, there's a reality. Let's say you got an individual 35 and 24. Well, there's someone 35 who's in a training program now to get better skills, and there's someone 24 coming out of college who wants a job. So that's what you're competing against.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, you know, are you taking steps to get there? Because on one end, we want employers to hire folks. On another end, employers are also trying to make money.
Right.
So they still want the most qualified person that comes before them. And right now, the way the numbers are, there are lots of people that they get to pick from. You know what I mean? So the goal is, how are we helping folks identify earlier, so that you all's mission can change?
Well, I guess we have to have a vetting process. And just like you said, we have to figure these things out as we go. But we do know we have to start somewhere.
We need to get all these, but this is fantastic, because really, and even me, I mean, I do it. All the brothers got to be looking at all of the brothers, just telling them, even when we see them, you got to get straight.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that when they cross roads with you all, they're in better shape to move forward.
Yeah,
we meet them where they are.
Yeah,
that's it.
When we meet them, it's like that's where they are.
No, we all do. I mean, I'll be at the gas station, and I'll be rapping the brothers. You know what I mean? Literally, and our whole staff does it though. I mean, we have, fortunately, the council member has lots of African American men on staff, and I mean, we are constantly asking people, where they are, and that question of can you pass a urinalysis, because there are companies out there now, unfortunately, because it has become a problem in the city. Companies that used to not use that as a test do.
Absolutely.
You could be going for a basic office job, they'll use that as a test because they just want to know.
We found out that compassion without expectation just becomes enablement. If I give a guy a couple of dollars, you got a couple of dollars, brother, and I give him a couple of dollars, he can go get a drink. But I can have compassion for him and want to help him, but I must attach expectations to it. And so what I do with guys is I challenge them to do better, to do something, to find within them their ability to get up and brush themselves off. Because there's some resilience there. And sometimes we have to help them discover it. And we have to be kind of demanding, kind of have to draw a line in the sand.
Well, and unfortunately, most of these young guys, fathers got a lot of responsibility. I had the benefit of my father being around. You know what I mean? So, I got whacked upside the head when I was heading in the wrong direction. You know what I mean? But especially for the young brothers, if their father's not in their life, then it's just difficult. We're not, too many times we've come to accept an uncle or a cousin, right, a male figure, but nothing can replace your father being in your life. I ain't even talking about being married to your mother. I'm just talking about your father. You know what I mean? And us as black men abdicating that responsibility. That all of that is what gets all of this outreach to the right answer. But that's over the top, brother. Now but y'all bring these pictures in here. I want to keep them. So how do I get our copies? This is great.
I want to definitely give y'all copies. I'm gonna give you, Harry Thomas, some copies too. But Councilman Thomas, give him copies. But tonight, see if the council member wants us to display at some of the outreach that's happening in the community. And we're gonna be there at the forum too, some of us are.
But you mean do you want to display this tonight? Yeah, bring some easels.
Of course we do.
I got the
Do you got Amin's number?
Uh,
We'll give you his number.
Okay.
Call